All right, then. So the other matter which you also in the dailies, if you caught our opening sequence, where they say new regulations seem to be threatening the 466 billion naira power sector loans. Is that the case? Let's go to Abuja. Mark.
Oh yes, another discussion on energy matters, and right now we hear that the discos are threatening a force majeure, because of that particular issue. Joining us now to discuss what is going on in the electricity sector is Mr. Wonodi, who is the founder and CEO of ZKJ Energy Partners Limited, an energy advisory and investment firm, and also a former CEO of the Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading Company. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. So what do you make of this? Should we call it a threat by the discos to declare force majeure over the declaration of eligible customers?
Just like you, I'm a little bit shocked at that, because this is something that took time to be put in place. And it's a provision under the law. So force majeure are things that you do not foresee. If you look at the Power Sector Reform Act, it says that somewhere along the line, the minister has the right, in consultation to, when advised by the commission, to declare eligibility for customers.
Let's break it down for our viewers. What precisely, or who precisely are eligible customers?
Well, that is a category for the minister to declare. But the whole thing is that an eligible customer, it's someone who can go out and contract to buy power directly from a generation company or a power marketer. So it presupposes that that person or that entity understands what it takes and is able to enter and negotiate a tariff or conditions of supply with a generator. The other people who fall under a disco are seen to be not very sophisticated, and that they do not have the buying power to go into negotiations. So they buy power through a regulated tariff coming from the commission.
In other words, the eligible customer can bypass the discos and bypass the transmission company of Nigeria and go directly to a GENCO to be able to get electricity. Is that what you're saying?
One category of eligible customers could do that. So if you're connected directly to a generation company or there's a transmission line, you could do that, right? On the other hand, is that you could stay where you are and then contract with a generation company and have that power transmitted through the transmission line or through the distribution network. And in that instance, in that particular scenario, you pay the transmission company for wheeling the power. Or in the case of a distribution company, you pay the distribution company for wheeling the power. So at the end of the day, the discos still stand to gain from that declaration. So it's surprising why they would want to declare force majeure. And looking at what we know, there are very little basis for that.
Well, we've seen also some criticisms. I mean, the transmission company of Nigeria doesn't seem very comfortable with the idea. So also the discos, but they are very concerned about liquidity. I mean, well, in one instance, the GENCOs are happy about it. They believe that it would ensure that they have more money, because so far so good. They say that there's always stranded capacity in many instances, power that, they produce, but they're not able to sufficiently wheel out. But the transmission company of Nigeria and the discos are worried, because they say, who is going to, spell out the payment system? How do they ensure that what they get at the end of the day for wheeling this power to the final consumer will be fair?
Well, I think that the regulation is out there. We need to do now the details, right? So one of the things that is required is that you have to have an open access. So discos cannot stop you from buying power by frustrating it. So there has to be an open access on the network, and then the commission needs to come out with what you call distribution use of service charges, so that discos and everybody knows exactly what the cost of wheeling power will be and what the revenue stream will be. And you're required to sign these agreements with either the distribution company for the distribution use of service agreement, or transmission company for transmission use of well, for wheeling on the transmission network.
And I'm going to ask you to please hold your thoughts. When we come back, you would expatiate more on what you were saying. In just a moment, please stay with us.